And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next match of the 2019 YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this match, we have House of Champs with his appropriately sleeved cards with shampoo, Head & Shoulders, not his sponsor by the way, and his shower emblem there, reminding all you duelists to make sure that you shower up before you go to those events due to the new procedures they implemented, going up against one of Europe's finest, JamieTheKid00. And with us for this electrifying commentary, we have one of our favorites, the one, the only, MBT Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, stop! I gotta say, I'm glad to hear that Head & Shoulders is not House of Champs' sponsor, because I actually do have an exclusivity deal with them.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense entirely why I'd pick you for this commentary, then. I was just naturally gravitated towards you. So, House on some sort of zombie build here, starting off with a Shiranui Solitaire.
Oh, I already have all these wonderful ideas of what this is going to be.
What do you think he's on, if you had to take a guess?
I have a huge lust in my heart for the zombie Azathoth deck that was popular for about 15 minutes in the middle of last format. And theoretically, it's still entirely playable as long as the payoff is, you know, any other random boss.
So we see Infinite Impermanence on the Unizombie, and now Zombie World coming down here. So Unizombie's not going to get to send. And wow, that's actually just going to pass.
Amazing turn one.
Only the finest in the YugiTuber Grand Championship, you know.
Oh, this is peak Yu-Gi-Oh!
Of course.
So
Flame Buffalo, so it looks like Jamie's on Salamangreat. Which Zombie World actually does something against, funny enough.
Wait, this is actually interesting. There's going to be interactive gameplay involving a Salamangreat player. So we don't necessarily know if it's Salamangreat. It could be the Code Talker deck.
That's fair. He could just be, using my 3 times structure deck video, taking such inspiration from that. I don't know.
What on earth is happening? I swear to you, this isn't Salamangreat.
Is this a time warp that we're back in 2006, where it's just normal summon and set a card pass?
Like it or not, this is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! 1700 is greater than 1400, so I'm gonna have to give House of Champs the victory here.
Alright, so Gozuki's gonna send Mizuki. And with Zombie World, Mizuki is just an explosive tool, because it basically turns on everything in your graveyard for Mizuki to resurrect it. DD Crow! In the main deck! Okay.
Now I know it's gotta be Salamangreat. Who else is playing DD Crow main? Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it paid off that he played Crow, because obviously, Crow is a very strong card this format, but in the YugiTuber Grand Championship, people are playing anything and everything, so...
It's shocking. No deck on Earth goes deeper in the pool of playable hand traps than Salamangreat. I think we're about a month out from, main deck Electric Virus in World Championship quality decks. Oh, here it is.
So there's the Foxy. Now, the thing is, he actually... he's going to use Foxy's normal effect here. So he gets Circle, Will, and Rage. So that's
about as good as it gets.
I was going to say, he hit 3 targets there.
I expect we'll see Circle. Oh my god.
Interesting. I've noticed that a lot of Salamangreat decks recently, actually, have started cutting Will. I don't know if you've noticed that trend as well.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people... playing it at 1 or cutting it entirely. Honestly, I think the most common reason people still play it is it's incredibly budget. Like the budget builds of Salamangreat routinely play Will, and some of them get their Nightmare Phoenix struck.
Yeah, so Nightmare Phoenix being made, immediately being met by Solemn Strike. This is very old school Yu-Gi-Oh! I've ever seen it. And then Ash Blossom on the Buffalo! What is going on? Oh my god. And the thing is, the Zombie World is actually doing a lot more than, it may seem, because, it denies Jamie from being able to go into Balinks because it requires a Cybers monster.
I mean, this is a peak performance for the zombie deck. This completely explains why the opening play was, normal summon Unizombie pass. The rest of the hand was hand traps.
And then an Ash Blossom on the Gozuki effect. Neither of these players can just get something go. Oh, there's 1 for 1. Okay. Now, he is playing Glow Up Bloom. So
this telegraphs a lot, actually. I expect this is the version of the deck that is much more likely to tunnel onto... what's his name? Doom King Baylor Drock plays. And lock out with things like Rivalry of Warlords under Zombie World and cuteness like that.
And there's Baldurrock.
This
As
card is an
foretold.
absolute house.
I know, this was actually a pretty underrated card in the structure deck, but like just reading the effect, it's very devastating if it can, especially in a simplified game state as well.
Definitely the reason that I loved the Azathoth build of this deck so much is because the upside to playing the zombie engine for your like Danger Orchest plays was that you got to end with a Baylor Drock, which is just like a negation and a banish. It's insane.
Yeah, it's so powerful. And I mean, it's like, talk about boss monsters, like we've had some like I don't know, he's just like definition textbook boss monster, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Cosmos, like this big, strong main deck chonker.
Yeah. So Falco going to be pitched to possibly resurrect Foxy.
And there's the negate.
Yeah, so Ballardrock's going to go ahead and negate that. But Infinite Impermanence on the Ballardrock. Okay.
Youch.
So Foxy is going to come out here.
And that does get rid of Zombie World.
Correct. So that means that he does have some potential plays here because we knew he had Will of the Salamangreat from the previous turn, and that is going to allow him to go ahead and resurrect any of his targets. So he's going to get Falco. And now he can go ahead and just easily start link climbing here.
Now the pop-off begins.
Yeah, because now that Zombie World is gone, he's free to go into Baylinks. And that will trigger Baylinks. And I don't think he has any targets for Falco. He does not. So,
No.
Unfortunately, but I mean, I think he's going to be in a very solidified position if he can manage to clear the Ballardrock from the field before his turn ends. Which I think he should be able to, but we'll just have to see.
It's one of those scenarios where, like, even not having targets for Falco Engrave just represents such an amazing advantage engine over the course of several turns that if you can get the game state to a position like this, things look really good.
Now, I love this here. He was able to bounce the Foxy back to his hand with Falco's effect to re-special summon it, and then normal summon out the Foxy. He can't use the effect to Pot of Duality, let's say, for the Salamangreat card because he already special summoned it. However, he does have the ability to go into a Link 3 play or possibly go into Sunlight Wolf first and then do some more shenanigans before continuing to Link climb off. And so it looks like going to a Link 2, which I imagine is the Sunlight Wolf, yes. We know he has Sanctuary as well, so he's going to want to try to get as much value from that as possible.
This is a little frustrating, but it's one of those scenarios where you haven't seen Gazelle or Spinny and have no way to access Mirage Stalio, so you just kind of have to do your best in terms of advantage.
To be fair, though, I think he actually has made the best of it, considering how back and forth the initial turns of this game went.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, because now he has Heat Leo's Reincarnation Link Summons effect active, where he can go ahead and just make the Ballardrock's attack 0, because I believe he has an Ash Blossom in the graveyard, yes. So he can easily hit over that. Now, Gozuki is still something he has to worry about, and that can trigger again. And Bulb is still on the field, too.
These are two extremely powerful cards for Zombie. Maybe the set card is an Impermanence? That would be the third Impermanence, right? Boy, would that suck.
That would be, yeah, I would feel bad for House of Champs on that one. So Gozuki's going to go through. He's going to send a Mizuki. And I believe that is his only copy because he already used the other one. So he's going to banish it to bring back the Shiranui Solitaire. Now, depending on that back row, I mean, House of Champs is actually like in a pretty good position to go off here.
Yeah, as long as it's something mediocre, it sure looks like you're going to be able to pop off all the way with Unizombie. I mean, here's the third Mizuki.
Correct.
Shouts out to 2009 Yu-Gi-Oh! With those no OPT clauses. Oh, boy.
Remember when we were concerned when Mizuki started coming off the ban list and then like nothing happened at first, and now we're at the point where like Mizuki being at 3 is actually kind of scary.
It's like Mizuki's so strong. Oh, because you can recur boss monsters. No, it represents 8 Link material.
Essentially. So Vampire Sucker is going to hit the board. Mizuki is going to head and use its effect to resummon the Ballardrock. And now he's going to
triggers Sucker, and of course allows to banish.
And then he gets to draw a card as well. And it was a Desires. Oh, wow.
That's a pretty reasonable rip.
That's exactly what you would want to see in this type of position. And no response, so this... And he has Twin Twister as well, so he gets to deal with the will and the potential back row, too.
All right, bets off. What do you think it is?
I think it's... I don't want to... Oh, it's a twin. Okay. I was like, it's neither one of the traps, because he would have used them already.
Yeah, both of them were so applicable there. It had to be
Right, and
something.
it couldn't have been called by the grave because he would have stopped Mizuki before it activated. So,
Right.
and just getting the Tsuchinoko off the Twin Twister discard is just like more value. Like, oh, this is not looking good for Jamie here.
I
And
love
Jamie
the
just scoops
danger
it
from the
up. I mean,
second.
I think I
There
would
it
too
is.
in that position.
I mean, what do you even do? That was a pretty reasonable game, but I truthfully am very shocked. I can't believe he didn't pick the Salamangreat Circle. Just think how much of a different game that would have been if he'd had access to Gazelle instead of the Will that I think was activated maybe once.
Yeah, it just only got one activation out of it. So maybe that was just a misstep on Jamie's part there. So starting off with Jack Jaguar, that's not exactly what you want to see from Salamangreat going first. Does have Foolish Burial, though.
Two kind of frustrating hands. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Salamangreat's known for being fairly consistent, and Jamie not having the strongest of starts here. And this is when he's going first, too. So there's so he does have Spinny Foxy, so he did find a way to work around it.
All right, good enough.
Yeah, so Foxy's going to go ahead and resurrect itself, and then he's going to use Spinny to resurrect itself.
And since we already have the Jaguar in Graveyard, we'll see, I don't know, a Falco or a Gazelle.
Yeah, he might. I would say Gazelle here, because if he
Yeah,
already has
send a
Jaguar...
Roar.
Oh, no, Falco. Okay, yeah, Falco's fair, too. He actually might want to go for the Dweller play, because he knows he's going up against Zombie, now that I think about
Ooh,
it.
that's a good point. That
Right.
pivot is such a it's something that you just don't really conceive of until you see someone do it 2 or 3 times and recognize, oh, wow, you just win the game against 30% of decks if you go into Dweller.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Salamangreat has established that it plays Dweller, and it can make it rather efficiently because of Falco and Jack Jaguar being so easy to tutor out of the deck. And it's basically the only deck that can, like, consistently play Dweller in the current metagame. I guess Pendulum's, like, another one, but I feel like you're going to see way more Salamangreat than Pendulum for that to be an argument.
Oh, come on. You're sleeping on normal summon Ray twice.
Oh,
Overlay.
excuse me.
That-
You need to pop my field spell to get one Ray, then normal summon the other. I mean, if a Sky Striker player does that to me, I'm just quitting the game.
you scoop out of respect at that point.
I mean, at that point, yeah, that's just next leveling. Maybe at Nats, who knows? So, Jamie ending on a Sunlight Wolf plus a Dweller, I mean, that's honestly kind of enough, depending on what House of Champs' hand looks like here.
Yeah, what on earth do you do to Dweller if you don't have something like an Infinite Impermanence? Just wait it out? That seems terrible.
Yeah, that doesn't exactly seem ideal. Unizombie is going to go ahead and attempt to dump here. I mean, it will go through. He's going to go ahead and get the Necroworld Banshee.
I love Necroworld Banshee.
I think that is such an underrated card. Again, the whole structure deck was full of underrated cards.
Oh, definitely. I think that Necroworld Banshee is actually an impressive counter to wow, that's hilarious. First of all.
Yeah, Monster
Oh,
but he has DD Crow again!
2 games in a row.
But getting back to your point.
Oh wait, no. He's not DD Crowing this copy of Necroworld Banshee. The Reborn is on Jack.
Oh my god, so Jamie actually just shotgunned it, thinking that the Banshee was the target of Monster Reborn, but Jack Jaguar is, and Unizombie is a level 4 because it sent that Banshee to the graveyard.
Are we gonna get to see Exciton? No, there's no way. That
I mean, he could just make something as simple as Omega here and just attack into Dweller.
This is tough coming out of House. Well, yeah, I mean, this is about the hardest decision point that he'll probably be facing.
He is up a game, though. I mean, so he doesn't have to worry too much.
I guess Cerberus here?
Oh, interesting. He does get to co-link the Cerberus, but that will trigger Sunlight Wolf for Jamie.
It's not terrible because none of the cards in Graveyard are, like, that great.
Sure. But advantage is advantage.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Card advantage is more important than literally any other card game, so...
Still a little bit of a feels bad to put, like, a Jack Jaguar back in your hand. Right. I think there's a Spinny.
Let's see. He's got a Spinny, which he's going to add back. He had Falco and then Jack Jaguar as well. Yeah. Now, he is discarding Mizuki, so this is House basically trying to invest and hedge his bets into the future turns that he's not going to get blown out by Salamangreat, which it's possible that, you know, he doesn't die on the next turn, especially considering Jamie's start.
And Danger Nessie in this position might actually block pretty well. He might just sit in defense position like a big shield
defense,
Gardner.
That's pretty formidable.
It's something. It's odd because going into Abyss Dweller sounds so good, but when you think about the fact that like you have to Abyss Dweller super proactively against the instant speed effect of things like Necroworld Banshee, it's really only going to work for like one turn.
Wow, so House having double Mizuki in his hand, so he's gonna pop the Sanctuary here. Balinx is gonna protect it and force out the Phoenix.
But this...
And he's just passing. Okay, so Dweller's gone, though, so all those Mizukis are going to be live next turn. And not to mention he has a Solitaire in there as well, which is another Mizuki target. So Jamie needs to find a way to close this one out fast. He's going to normal summon Foxy. He hits Circle as his only viable target here. Call by the Graveyard.
Well, you have to take the Circle if it's all you see.
I was going to say, so, you know, you were saying he takes Circle last game. And Rivalry!
Oh, and there it is! And there it is!
Oh, this is going to be rough.
I knew this was in here. Oh, goodness. So usually the idea is you're able to Rivalry any deck regardless of, you know, how well it plays into Rivalry if you're playing under Zombie World. But sometimes you just randomly get to win the game against decks that aren't able to play through it.
Right. And so Circle's going to grab Gazelle here. He's going to pitch Spinny to go ahead and boost the attack of... one of his cards, and he's going to go ahead and summon Gazelle off of the effect of a Salamangreat hitting the graveyard.
Let's see a Roar.
I think he has to. I mean, yeah.
Hey, there it is. All right.
He needs to have some sort of setup here.
And he's got everything else already. The Falco in graveyard, the Foxy to recur.
Yeah. He needs to find a way to stave off the onslaught that's going to be coming at him next turn.
Or figure out a way to OTK or something.
Right.
I don't know. Seems unlikely.
So Jack Jaguar is going to shuffle Falco back into the deck and special summon itself to Sunlight Wolf Zone. That will trigger the Sunlight Wolf. It's going to grab
What's
Spinny.
the get? Spinny?
He's already used Spinny's effect in hand. He's going to link off here for possibly... That was a link 2? Oh, a Phoenix of his own. Okay, so he's going to take care of the... Oh, actually, wait. He can't because
Judge?
Phoenix... Yeah,
Judge.
I'm guessing they're going to correct this here. Yeah, House is correcting it.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah.
So he's going to reset here. Good. Players caught what's going on. That's fine.
Play so much with there can be only one and goes and match and forget that every single one of these cards does something different and they're so hard to keep track of.
Right. We all make mistakes. It happens.
Unfortunately, a significant amount of Salamangreat's flexibility lies in its ease of access of like good stuff in the extra deck, things like Abyss Dweller and all of the Nightmares and like sometimes Update Jammer and Borreload. And so it turns out, even though it's a mono-type deck, playing under Rivalry kind of sucks.
Sure. And the thing is, Heat Leo can actually take care of this Rivalry, though. I was going to say, he had multiple ways to deal with it. He could have also like opted for Rage and possibly waited to disrupt John on his own turn. Because he could have Reincarnation Link summoned and then possibly popped like 2 to 3 cards. So he's opting to go for the more proactive route here and Heat Leoing it away. This does open him up, though. Now, unfortunately, he does have the Spinny in hand. So I think that kind of makes things a little bit more awkward for him. He's going to Reincarnation Link summon, though. So that will give him
See how much damage we can put in.
I was going to say, at this point, he's trying to just play the can I equal 8,000 game.
So we're at what, 100 on the Phoenix?
Yes. So that's 22 plus 15 is 37 plus 1,000 is 47, and that's not enough. So
it's a lot, but it is not 8,000.
50% of the way there is not 100%. So we're gonna see. Well, he does have Roar. I mean, he does have a way to get Roar. I mean, it's still in the grave. Actually, he did not add it back with Reincarnation Link summoning. He didn't opt to set it.
Yeah, I'm a little confused, but there is a lot to think about when you're playing Salamangreat, certainly.
Sure. Now, he does Mirage Stalio. His turn's not over. He's still got plenty of other things he can access. So he's going to go ahead. I was thinking he could potentially get Falco back. Right. Because he did shuffle that back for Jack Jaguar's effect, so when it hits the grave, he can add it back anyway. So this might be what he was thinking the entire time.
Yeah, this is a good enough way to get Roar back.
Sure. Because now he doesn't have to... waste it. It won't get banished if it leaves the field now. So
I swear Salamangreat players operate on a whole other level of IQ.
Just the amount of recursion that this deck has is astounding.
And it's different ways. It's like you can recur it one of 7 different ways.
Oh, the Lancia in standby phase.
Oh, that's so
That's
painful.
insane, because that's going to shut off the Mizukis. Oh my god. That might be
That's
exactly...
everything,
And then
right?
House just
Yeah,
scoops!
that's it. Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow. Okay, so game 3, although House of Champs does get to start on the play here going first.
We have figured out the way to win this matchup. It's draw enough DD Crows.
If there's enough ways to either stop banishing or banish the resources.
Ooh, happy to see 3 games in a row in a 50-card deck that Unizombie opened.
But he has Lancia again!
There it is. Oh, God.
I just like Jamie. I'll chain this here.
Yeah, I think I have a response.
So Necroworld Banshee's going to come down out of the deck, and he's just going to set one and possibly pass?
So Necroworld Banshee is actually insane here. When it comes to backup plans, this turns off a significant amount of Jamie's deck and also conveniently plays around Lancia.
So Jamie is going to try to play through this Necroworld Banshee here. It's going to go ahead and banish itself from the grave because it is a quick effect, which is just so insane.
There's basically no counterplay to it.
It is Zombie Metaverse.
Oh, fantastic.
So now Zombie World's on the field. That is definitely going to hinder Jamie's potential plays here. He's going to kick things off with a Foolish Burial.
And there's Foxy.
So
That's
Foxy's
about as good as it gets.
I was going to say, Foxy's going to be definitely a strong start here. Pankratops is another good start. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So now he's got 2 ways to potentially out the Zombie World. He's going to use Pankratops immediately to target the back row.
That's horrifying,
And
actually.
Strike. Okay, so
Yeah.
Strike gone. That's
That
fine.
was an incredible read. Wow.
Right. So now Foxy, and he had the Spinny in hand. Oh, this is big.
Nice.
So now he's going to get to go ahead and get the Foxy back. Foxy is going to go ahead and pop the Zombie World, and now Spinny can resurrect itself. Oh, he had another Spinny in hand.
Or
Didn't
you
even
could draw
matter.
Spinny.
Oh, wow. That's insane. So now he's going to get to go ahead and link off into Balinks.
Mm-hmm.
And now he can just pretty much full combo at this point, staring down just that Unizombie. Although, House of Champs does play hand traps. We saw Ash Blossom in the first game, so...
At what point do you think you Ash Blossom this combo? The Mirage Stalio?
Mirage Stalio, most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, oof.
So he's going to go ahead and grab Spinny.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if you don't cut things off here, it's going to get way too out of hand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, already seeing a Foxy is just so devastating, but Foxy and Gazelle or Jack Jaguar or Falco is just unreal.
And it goes through. So Mirage Stalio is going to grab Gazelle. Gazelle's most
Yep.
likely going to dump Roar, I would imagine.
He's
There
thinking
we go.
about it.
He's
Yeah,
thinking
there
about
it is.
Yeah. Because at this point, he has full combo. Having that double Spinny was just amazing.
Expectedly, the only way you'd lose from this position is some sort of graveyard combo, and Roar cleanly answers basically everything in the game.
So now he gets the Sanctuary. He's going to Reincarnation Link summon the Sunlight Wolf, which allows him to just generate even more advantage. He also gets to add the Roar back to hand. It's just, this is where things are going to start to snowball into Jamie's favor. But, I mean, he's only getting
A little upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get the Gazelle recursion or anything.
Yeah, so that means that if House of Champs can manage to stem the bleeding here, he could potentially still be in this. He just has to play through that Lone Disruption and possibly one hand trap, because I believe we do not know what that is in his hand.
So what would it have to be? It'd have to be something like, I don't know, maybe a Twin Twister and then another Unizombie, or some number of Mizuki and Danger perfectly decided.
All right, so
Well,
setting one and Nessie coming down.
Here comes the ladder.
I was going to say, if there's any way to play through a Roar, it's going to be involving Danger.
Oh,
Hits the Nessie.
American Sniper. Oh, God.
You mean European Sniper?
Yeah. Thankfully, Nessie is about the least frightening thing that they can snipe.
Yeah. So Thunderbird now, this could actually be, this could be big.
Yeah.
So
It's one of those modal scenarios where,
Ooh.
Yeah, that's about as bad as it gets.
Right, so now Thunderbird is going to get its effect here and pitching the Mizuki for its effect.
This is a rough one because it's hard to tell if the Thunderbird pitching Mizuki was better or worse than the Thunderbird just popping the Roar.
Right, because I mean the Thunderbird would have if it were the one hit, it would have baited the Roar. And Mizuki doesn't... It just has Unizombie as a target. There's nothing else. So, all right, Necroworld Banshee.
Well, its effect can be activated from the field.
Of course it can be.
For some ridiculous reason.
Right.
I don't know.
Because why not? We needed
know,
more
that's
instantaneous ways to access Zombie World.
We're not playing peak Yu-Gi-Oh! Until you're taking your turn on both players' turn.
Of course. Otherwise, you're just playing fair Yu-Gi-Oh!
Disgusting. Go back to GOAT format.
How's
If I
really
can't perform the same number of summons on both turns, it's
Linking
not worth it.
off. Okay.
This is cute. I like this a lot. We're likely going to see, what, the Phoenix here?
If you see the Phoenix, and if he roars it, then he has the ability to just Mizuki back Unizombie. Okay, so here's the Phoenix. We're probably going to see a prompt of the roar here. And the glow up blue. Okay.
Blow up boom.
Okay. This is definitely not over. Okay.
So thinking. Might need to think for a sec. Understandable.
Well, I mean, you're going to lose the roar if you don't pop the Phoenix.
I suppose there's no reason to allow the Phoenix to live.
Phantasme.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's interesting, but doesn't really change the board state in a particularly meaningful way.
It doesn't. It would... Oh, actually, Jamie doesn't have any cards in his hand, so that actually just completely nullifies Phantasme's effectiveness here. So it's going to be Chainlink 1 Phoenix, Chainlink 2 Phantasme, and then Chainlink 3 Sunlight Wolf. So no activation of the... no roar here.
I guess that makes sense.
Oh, actually, he does have targets. I'm sorry, because he's going to add.
Yeah, because he's able to add back from the
Correct.
Sunlight Wolf.
My mistake. So this is Jamie gets to do a little bit of hand cycling here. Roar will get popped, and House of Champs will get another draw off this Phoenix because it was co-linked to the Sunlight Wolf.
Certainly it feels bad to give another draw, but at the same time, like, the deck plays so many normal summons that it's probably worth setting up a chain like this on the off chance that House of Champs just draws dead.
Well, I think because the way this matchup's been going, Jamie's just hedging that he wants to just have as many resources as possible for the following turn, because I don't think House of Champs can clean this one up on this turn.
As amazing as Baylor Drock is, this deck does not recur nearly as well as Salamangreat, obviously.
Right. So that's the thing. I mean, I feel like Salamangreat's the better control deck here, so I feel like Jamie wants to play the long game. And he drew the Lancia off of the Phantasme.
Oh.
That's probably what Jamie was trying to bank on with the Phantasme's effect. That makes perfect sense now.
Wow, that is an enormous oof. Phantasmase into Lancia. That hurts a ton.
I think that was a really big risk, though, on Jamie's part, because if his draws did not, pay off from the Phantasme, I feel like you wasting the roar to the Nightmare Phoenix's effect just so you can get that off, I don't think it would have paid off unless he drew something as powerful as Lancia, maybe DD Crow or something, of that tier. Mm-hmm. But now I think this game has just completely shifted back into Jamie's favor, because now, with all these powerful zombies in the grave that can't do anything. Pot of Desires, though, and that's going to do it. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
It's just, he had...
Wow, you can't even activate Pot of Desires.
Because Lancia was literally the card that ended that entire match. Oh, my God. So, Jamie... We'll move on to round 2. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next match.